football fans, once again, just a quick reminder, concession stands are open and will remain open throughout today's game. Plenty of options down below at the concession booth. Things to eat, things to drink, and Swedish fish once again. Looking at the schedule, the Utica Chieftains are here this week. Next week they'll be at Lakeview High School facing up against the Huskies. And they'll come back 2 weeks from tonight to play Las Cruz. So another great football game here tonight, and lots more to come. The season's just beginning, so sit back and enjoy, find a great seat. And Mother Nature once again is going to cooperate as we await the Utica Chieftains to come out of the locker room. We're going to get things rolling here momentarily.
Hello everyone and welcome to our broadcast of Utica Chieftain football on Shelby TV. Alongside my broadcast partner Chris Wright, I'm Stephen McDonald coming to you live from Swinehart Field for our game between the Utica Chieftains and the Grosse Pointe South Blue Devils. Chris, we'll talk to Coach here in just a second, but give us your thoughts here on this MAC-White battle here tonight.
Well, Utica coming home for the first time this year, looking to get that win back after a disappointing loss last week. So we'll see what they're able to do on the field tonight.
Well, as I mentioned, I had a chance to catch up with head coach Matt Maruli here pregame. Let's see what he had to say. Talking with Utica Chieftain head coach Matt Maruli. Coach, week 3 in MHSA football. First time we get to see your guys here from Swinehart Field. Just talk about the first couple weeks here of the season, what you've seen from your team so far.
Yeah, I mean we've played some good football at times, and we've had some times where we need to get better. So week 1 we were able to have a great game with Rochester. Both teams played hard, and we were able to pull out a win on the last play. It was an exciting win. Last week we went up against a tough Dakota team, and we just didn't make the most of our opportunities when we had them early, and that kind of let the game get away from us. So we're trying to play good football all around today on all 3 phases.
Now, one thing you mentioned in that last response, you mentioned playing Dakota a week ago. It seems like year in and year out, you like to play a lot of teams from the MAC Red. Played a couple of them last year, a couple on the schedule here this year. What goes into the decision to play a team from a division like the MAC Red?
So we have 2 crossover games every year. So us being in the white, we're going to cross over with two teams in the red that are enrollment-wise the same standing as us in the division. So this year we have Dakota. We had Dakota last week, and we have Eisenhower later in the season.
Now, taking a look at this matchup here tonight, Grosse Pointe South on the schedule, a MAC-White battle. What should we expect from this game here tonight?
We want to come out and we want to play competitive football. We know that they are, they're going to be a tough team. They played, 2 really tough teams the first 2 weeks, and they're coming down from the red this year. So we know it's going to be a competitive game. We know they're going to be a tough team, and we're just excited for the challenge.
All right, thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
As always, we thank Coach for his time here on the pregame show on Shelby TV. Chris, as we head up to kickoff, your final thoughts.
Well, I'm really interested to see what this offense can do against Grosse Pointe South. It's a big conference matchup, and just looking to get that win.
Well, the Blue Devils come in 10-8 in the all-time series with the Chieftains. The Chieftains have a chance to get one back here tonight from Swinehart Field. Kickoff is next.
We would like to thank Esplendido Mexican Cuisine for their 20-year sponsorship of both Utica and Eisenhower football coverage. It's that great taste that helps keep a great Shelby Township tradition going.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Falcons.
And welcome inside Swinehart Field here in Utica, Michigan. Our game here this evening on Shelby TV. The Utica Chieftains and Grosse Pointe South Blue Devils alongside my broadcast partner, Chris Wright. I'm Stephen McDonald. Chris, we should be in store for a great game here this evening.
Definitely. I am very excited to get our very first look at the Chieftains this season. Coming in 1-1 on the season. Tough loss last week against Dakota. We'll see what they can do here on their home turf to get their first division victory of the year.
Yeah, and I had the ability during the preseason and training camp back in August to check out the Chieftains here from Swinehart Field during training camp a few times, and it's definitely a different feel now that we're going to be here Friday night under the lights, the marching band, the crowd, very different than what I experienced here a month ago. So yeah, as you said, definitely going to be interesting to get our first real look at the Utica Chieftains here this season, as we just had the coin toss a moment ago. Tommy Boyd, Michael Baora, Daniel Yarrington, and Jacob Bush, your Chieftain captains here in 2022. Chieftains to receive the opening kickoff. Dominique Willie, one of the deep men for the Chieftains. Wearing number 4 in black.
And as you can see now, great crowd for the first home game for the Chieftains here. Love to see the support that we see week in and week out for both these schools.
The run-up and the kick from the Blue Devils, and we are underway here from Swinehart Field, fielded on one hop. Across the 20 to the 25, out to the 40, he's near midfield, and finally brought down at the 49-yard line. A big return sets the Chieftains offense up with excellent field position to start. They'll mark him right on that white stripe, right down center field. And right away on the opening kickoff, right down Shelby Road.
That is what you want to see. That's how you get the momentum. Start this game off the right way. A huge gap right up the middle, is able to get all the way to midfield.
And for the first time we will see this Utica Chieftain offense take the field. Looks like Jack Malone, the quarterback, has a couple receivers split out. Malone goes handoff, straight up the middle, big hole up the middle, right around that first down yard line to gain. They'll say he came up just a yard short to the 41, but an excellent run on first down.
Big hole right up the middle. The offensive line is really able to give him some room, and it's a big first down.
And that's one thing, Chris, talking off the air pregame, I mentioned they lost a few guys on that line of scrimmage. They tend to play these guys both ways, but they do have a couple returning guys on that offensive and defensive line, and they opened up a hole. Second down and 1, not even a minute old yet. They go back up the middle, get the first down and a couple of yards more, pushes ahead. This is Jaden Rogers with back-to-back carries, the junior.
Definitely looks like they want to establish that ground game to start this game here.
As we take a look at the replay, Rogers lowering the shoulder in the hole. And this is another thing, Chris, I talked about with you before the game, that they have a couple receivers back this year. I'll be interested to see how they do. Willie, who we talked about on the opening kickoff, is one, but they also lost 3 running backs from this team a year ago as they were running back by committee. On first down from the 36. Once again, it's Rogers. Up the middle, not much room this time. They'll say the ball came out. The Blue Devils saying they have it, and they do. It's a turnover for Grosse Pointe South.
And we're going to fumble on the play, picked up by Blue Devil number 35.
And just like that, the momentum is completely shut off for the Chieftains. A fumble right when they were getting that run game going. He had about 5 yards on that carry, and the ball just pops out. Let's watch this replay here.
Yeah, hits the hole. Looks like got stood up there by number 68, and then you see 35 comes in, cleans it up, and I think that's when the ball came out. Lex Wilson, number 35. First and 10 from the 37. We take our first look at the Blue Devils offense. Handoff to the left, has some running room to the 50 and steps out of bounds. Just on Chieftain side of the field, 49-yard line. Check that, they'll mark it back to midfield.
Well, just like the Chieftains, the Blue Devils here looking to get that run game going. A big run on the outside, able to move the chains.
Sullivan, the senior running back on that first carry. First down, they scrimmage from right at midfield. They go back to him, stiff arm. He's down the sideline to the 30 and finally shoved out of bounds.
Egan Sullivan's forced out of bounds.
Forced out by Isaiah McGarry from his safety position.
Looked to be the exact same play on that run to the outside left. Finally able to be pushed out of bounds, but we're in the red zone now, just outside the red zone for the Blue Devils.
Ball is spotted at the 23. Again, Blue Devils will have it first down. They'll go quick pitch. Sullivan to the left, has a hole, got tripped up, and finds his way down to around the 16-yard line. They'll give him the 17.
Grosse Pointe really liking that left side run now. Sullivan 3 runs back to back to back. He's able to get down the field for another 5 yards there.
I did mention Chieftains having to replace a few bodies along the line of scrimmage on both the offensive and defensive side, so looking to build on that group. They'll be tested here as quarterback scrambling, finds some room up the middle, breaks the tackle, still on his feet as he jukes Michael Baora. That's number 7 in white, Anthony Bernard.
Bernard on the quarterback option. Blown up in the backfield by the Chieftains, but he's able to find a hole right up the middle, breaking a tackle, and he's able to get a first down and goal now for the Blue Devils.
You said it, Chris. They had him seemingly in the backfield for a loss, but sometimes these mobile quarterbacks just able to make a play when nothing's really there. As the play taking some time to come in from the sideline. Looks like the Blue Devils with a late substitution. 7:40 and counting. First quarter here from Swinehart Field. No score, Chieftains and Blue Devils. Chieftains turned it over on their opening possession. Bernard hands off Sullivan inside the 5, taken down, and he'll land about the 2-yard line.
Another decent run by this Blue Devils offense. And Egan Sullivan right up the middle, just finding the holes.
Second down now.
Second down and goal from 3 coming up.
They break the huddle, come pretty quickly to the line. They'll go I formation, quick handoff straight up the middle, and he just falls forward into the end zone for the Blue Devils score.
Touchdown.
And the fumble recovery pays dividends. It's 6-0. Grosse Pointe South with the extra point upcoming just inside of 7 minutes to go here in the opening quarter.
A huge first drive from the Blue Devils. They won the toss, deferred the kick till their second half. They're able to get that fumble and score the touchdown. It's a huge turn of events here.
Kick is up and good right down the middle from Christian Potts, number 95, the senior kicker. So 7-0 our score. Chieftains will have a chance to get the ball back here in just a moment and try to rectify that fumble on their first possession.
But before that fumble for the Chieftains, they were moving that ball right up the middle. Some great rushes from Jaden Rogers. Let's see if he's able to shake off that fumble, try to get back, get those big runs back, and lead them to a touchdown here.
Yeah, I talked about the ability of the Chieftains offensively to replace those 3 running backs from a year ago, Jason Azar, Dylan Chase, and Jaden Slaughter. And another Jaden Rogers will be tasked with doing just that this season. But I'd also like to see, Chris, on this second possession, especially now down a score, see them open things up a little bit more, put the ball in Jack Malone's hands. Something that they were more than comfortable doing a year ago with Darren Welch at quarterback. Kickoff on one hop around the 5, up to the 30, still on his feet. He hits the 40. And how about that? Jaden Rogers held on to the ball that time, finds his way all the way out to the 40.
Another big return for the Chieftains now. See if they are able to capitalize on it.
You see a Blue Devils player, as he made his way upfield, tried to come in and try to knock that ball loose. Good job by Rogers to protect that ball. And he does, in fact, get it out to the 40. So again, excellent field position for the Chieftains to start the drive. They come out, they'll put 3 receivers out wide. Looks like Nick Jokai lining up at tight end. Slant looking for Isaiah McGarry, falls incomplete.
Just threw that ball behind him did Jack Malone, the senior quarterback. Seemed like he had him, but he just put it behind him. It's gonna be second down.
Jokai will check out. In comes Zachary Conley. So a junior for junior swap. 6:46 to go opening quarter, 7-0 our score. As the Blue Devils put it in the end zone just a moment ago off a Chieftain fumble. Malone takes a look. They'll go play action. Pass nearly intercepted at the line, batted down well by the Blue Devils.
A very dangerous throw there from Malone. Throws it right into the defensive line. See this on replay. Right there was number 56. I think he got a little screen there from his defensive line partner.
Jake Kozel, the big man, getting up to bat that ball down. Nearly had himself an interception. Chieftains, however, for the moment maintain possession. 3rd and 10. Ball still spotted at that 40-yard line. Need to get it right about midfield for the first down. Empty set for Malone. Looks to pass to the sideline, looking for Boyd. And the pass looking for Tommy Boyd falls incomplete, so nothing doing on the Chieftains' second possession, and they'll punt it away.
Taking a look at the replay, Malone just overthrows him. Looks like he was expecting his receiver to go inside, but ended up outside. That was Tommy Boyd, intended receiver.
They'll line up to punt this ball away. Looks like Drew Fromm will be back to kick it away. Blue Devils nearly get there on the kick. This one rolls inside the 20, all the way down to the 16, and it looks like it'll die down there. Newman Gwilly touches it up. Second possession upcoming for the Grosse Pointe South Blue Devils, up 7-0. 6:23 to go here in the first quarter on Shelby TV.
We'll see if the Blue Devils want to stick to that run game that was so successful in their last drive. Egan Sullivan was able to just impose his will all the way down the field after that fumble recovery. So let's see what they can do on their second drive.
Blue Devils come to the line. They'll operate from the shotgun. Looks like they'll go option. Quarterback keeps it, gets the first down and maybe a yard more. Anthony Bernard keeping it all the way.
A big run here. Like you said, it was the option. Just able to avoid the first tackle, and he kept it himself. Another great run from the quarterback.
So they do give the Blue Devils offense the 26-yard line, so that will be good enough for a first down. This time they go quick pitch again, try to string it out, tripped up, and maybe gets a yard there.
First time today the Chieftains are able to stop Sullivan. Another pitch to the left side, and he just trips up right at the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10.
And to your point, Chris, really the first time we've seen the Chieftains get really in the backfield on this Blue Devils offense. As we hit 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter, 7-0 our score. Again, if you're just joining us, Blue Devils with the lead and the ball. Play action. Looks like they're going to try for a screen. Shakes a tackle, and another, gets the first down, and dives forward for an extra yard or two.
Again, Sullivan is really the centerpiece of this offense. He's going to catch this screen pass, running up the right side, able to avoid one tackle, probably about 6 yards after that first contact, able to get the first down.
Andy Carlson and Isaiah McGarry in pursuit of Sullivan. finally able to get him down to the ground, but not before a first down. Read option keeper. Right around that first down line, we'll see where they mark him. Bernard, they say stepped out well before then, but tiptoed his way down the sideline. Give him 6 on the run.
There does not seem to be any relief on the left or right side for the Chieftains, as able to get a big 5-yard run on that play. This option offense is definitely given the Chieftains fits so far.
Haven't really tested up the middle as of yet. 2nd down and 4. Handoff Sullivan. This time they go up the middle. Falls forward right around that first down line to gain, and they do mark him right there.
Well, just as you call it, a run up the middle from Egan Sullivan, able to get 5 yards for another first down. One thing to note so far, we just under 4 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Chieftains have not forced a 3rd down for the Blue Devils.
Grosse Pointe South running the ball in, running the ball efficiently in this opening quarter. 1st and 10, ball at their 47. Looks like we'll get a whistle at the snap. They'll signal false start on the offense.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
And really, for the first time here tonight, the Blue Devils offense will be operating from behind the sticks as it brings up 1st down and 15. Back them up to the 42-yard line. Swing it out wide. Sullivan had a chance to bring him down. They can't do it, but right there to finish the job, Michael Baora and others. Looks like he just got back to the line of scrimmage at that 42. That'll bring up 2nd down and 15.
Sullivan able to break another tackle. Like you said, just gets back to the line of scrimmage before he gets brought down, but another 3 yards after his first contact there on that swing pass.
And if you're the Chieftains, you get the 5-yard penalty in your favor. Now you bring down Sullivan, who's been a guy that you said, Chris, has been hard to bring down so far in this game. Maybe starting to get a little more confidence does this Chieftain defense. Pitch, they go pass, it's caught down the sideline to the 30. And he's taken down there just inside the 30-yard line. And a big completion on 2nd and 15.
Well, when you run this offense the way that Grosse Pointe has so far, all the way through Sullivan, that draws the entire defense, perfect for that pass down the field from Sullivan to Grabowski, the senior receiver, able to get a first down.
He's now run the ball, he's caught the ball, and now he's thrown the ball. Something that if you were here with us on Shelby TV a few weeks ago, we saw Eagles tight end Luca Neal do the same thing. Just about a minute and a half to go here in quarter number 1. Still 7-0. Blue Devils in front. They go shotgun. Play action. And pass falls incomplete. Had his man, just couldn't hang on. And who else but Egan Sullivan?
Probably the first mistake that Egan Sullivan has made this game. Looked like he was thinking of turning upfield before he even got that ball, and just drops it.
Pass up the middle, caught in traffic. And they'll mark him down right around the 1-foot line.
And we got a completion, but we also got a flag on the play.
Another big play and a flag down.
Holding, offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
As you take a look at the replay, Sullivan again getting to that ball in some heavy traffic, but the holding penalty negates all that.
Utica able to get a big break there on that holding call. pushes them all the way back 10 yards.
So they'll mark it at the 37. 2nd and 20. So a moment ago, the Chieftains got that false start penalty, backed up 5 yards. Sort of let the Blue Devils out of it. Now we'll see how they respond with those 10 extra yards because of the holding penalty. Inside of a minute to go, first quarter. Bernard from the shotgun. And we'll get another 5 yards as the receiver out wide, top
Prior
of the
to the
formation,
snap,
jumped.
full start, offense. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
I think the Chieftains have once again caught another break. The receiver, top of your screen there, just takes a step before the play even starts.
So all of a sudden, the Blue Devils offense going the completely other direction. Bernard dancing in the pocket, he'll escape. He's down across the 30 to the 20, still in bounds and finally pushed out. But they'll say all the way back to the 15. But again, enough for the first down.
Even with these penalties, the Chieftains aren't able to force a 3rd down attempt for the Blue Devils. Just looking downfield, cannot find anything open, takes it himself, and he's able to get the first down on the run.
And it seems so far that whoever is carrying the ball for the Blue Devils, they always seem to know where that first down line to gain is. They come 1st and 10 from the 16. Swing it out top of the screen. We'll get a flag down again. Breaks a tackle to the 12. We'll check on the flag here in just a moment.
Looks like it might be a roughing the passer call. I think they got to the quarterback a little late on that play.
What do you got on the field? Okay. Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, half the distance to the goal, automatic first down. We also have a sideline warning against the defense. There is no yardage penalty assessed there. It is first down, Grosse Pointe South.
The Utica sideline getting a little out of hand for the referee. Gives them a warning.
Seems a bit of early frustration from that side of things to start here from Swinehart Field. Quickly up to the line comes Grosse Pointe South. 1st and goal from the 6, handoff met in the hole, but fights his way forward to about the 4-yard line. And that will do it for the first quarter of play. 7-0 our score after 1. Blue Devils with the lead and the ball in scoring position. Chris, get your thoughts quickly on this first quarter of play.
It looked like the Chieftains were going to be able to drive this ball, run the ball at will. One thing that I was very surprised about on their second drive is they went away from the run after the fumble. So let's see if they're able to reestablish their game plan moving forward.
The broadcast of today's game is a copyrighted presentation of the Michigan High School Athletic Association and Shelby TV. No reproduction, retransmission, or any other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the MHSAA and Shelby TV. As you see the Utica cheer team down there on the sideline. Happy to have them on the pregame show here prior to our contest.
Once again, it's not just the first home game for the football team, the first home game for the cheerleaders, first home game for the marching band. Always fun to see everything come together for high school football. One thing to note, we're still early September, game time temperature 80 degrees, but as the sun goes down, that temperature is going to start dipping.
2nd down and goal. Handoff, Sullivan pushes ahead, and just walks into the end zone for the Blue Devils touchdown.
Just as he's been able to do for most of this game, Egan Sullivan is able to just walk right in.
And number 4, Egan Sullivan, right up the middle for another Blue Devil 6.
Grosse Pointe South with a decent crowd here on hand from Swinehart Field, making the about 40 to 45 minute drive. 13-0 our score, extra point upcoming. And it is right down the middle, up and good, 14-0. Blue Devils with the lead.
Blue Devils 14, and the Chieftains yet to get on board.
Now we get to see one of the strengths of this Utica team that we've seen so far today. Big run kickoff returns. They've had 2 of them. They've had about 30 or 40 yards per return, so we'll see what they're able to do here.
Yeah, average starting field position for the Chieftains here tonight has been the 45-yard line, and just haven't really been able to put a drive together here as of yet. We saw the couple of runs early and then the fumble, and then on their next possession went 3 and out. So we'll see if they have some better luck here on their next possession. And one thing, Chris, that I was interested in seeing coming into this game was the Chieftain offense. And really, you talk about going back to last season, you lose your quarterback, you lose your 3 running backs, you lose a couple of receivers and a couple linemen. They lost a lot of production from that offense a year ago. So I was very interested to see, even in week 3, they've obviously had a couple games coming in, but how this offense would look coming out. The run up and the kick. Fielded around the 10. Gets upfield, stops and starts, hits the 30 and dropped there.
Another good run and return from Jaden Rogers. Once again, we'll see what the game plan is here, down 14-0. See if the Chieftains are able to get back into this game. You know, one thing that you and I talked about pregame, Grosse Pointe South came into this game 0-2, trying to make the playoffs again. So we'll see if they're able to keep that streak alive.
Looks like new quarterback in the game for Utica. Hands it off straight up the middle. Not a lot of room heading north and south, but does get about 4.
That was another thing that we talked about pregame, was who was going to be this team's starting quarterback after last week. Both quarterbacks playing, and now we see number 9, Tyler Perozic, come in, the junior.
Second down and 6. Ball at the 34. This was a formation that we saw quite a bit a year ago. As they go handoff, met in the backfield, he'll be stacked up right around the original line of scrimmage. Check that, they'll give him a loss of 2. Brings up 3rd down and 8.
3rd down now.
And a player slow to get up for the Chieftains.
Officials timeout for an injury.
That's number 72, Dom Calandrino, senior lineman.
One of the newcomers to this Chieftain offensive line this year.
Good to see him jog off under his own power there. Does seem to have maybe an arm issue. Hope to see him back as quickly as possible.
Clock runs on the whistle, ready for play inside 10.5. Here to go in the half. 14-0 our score. Grosse Pointe South with the lead.
Another big third down for the Chieftains.
3rd down and 8 from the 32. Need to get it to the 40 for a new set of downs. Perozic to his right. He'll tuck it and run. Gets stood up right at the 40. Falls forward. Let's see if they give him the 40. That near side official walking
Official's
right
timeout
down the line.
for an injury.
Number 9, the ball carrier up the right side.
That is number 15, Jaden Rogers. You do not like to see that.
Yeah, you could kind of see it on the replay there as Perozic got a block from Rogers. Rogers looks like he tried to put his foot in the ground on that block, and unfortunately, Chris, usually that's where you get some sort of knee or lower body injury. And obviously we don't want to speculate as to the injury, but
it did look like there wasn't much of a block on that play as well. Take a look at that replay, and like you said, that's something that you don't want to see. Non-contact injuries are usually pretty devastating. Again, looking at the replay here on slow motion, he just planted his leg on the block there, and that seems to be where the injury was. So see if he's able to come off this field. Getting help from a couple teammates here. But it does look like he does not want to put any weight on that right leg.
yeah, he will need to be helped off the field. And that is an unfortunate blow to this Chieftain offense. As he makes his way to the sideline, training staff will take a look at him. Back to the action. We have 4th down and 1 from the 39. They need the 40 for a new set of downs. They'll go handoff straight up the middle. He will not get there. They drop him in the backfield for a loss, and that will not get there. They drop him in the backfield for a loss, and that is a turnover on downs.
Cleaver, ball carrier wrapped up by number 35, Lex Wilson. Loss on the play, and that'll turn the ball back.
Jeffrey Cleaver, the ball carrier, never had a chance as the Blue Devils defensive line met him at the point of attack.
That hole just did not open up for him. And it's rough seeing that this offense has really been able to impose their will. Grosse Pointe's offense have not seen a 3rd down this game yet. So we'll see if the Chieftains are able to make a stop here. Just under 10 minutes left in this first half.
Chieftains, as you said, do need a stop here, down 2 scores and playing with a short field. They scrimmage from the 39. Sling it sidearm to the far side, caught, and out of bounds, a short gain. Looks like they'll give him about 3 on the play.
Cliff Grabowski, the senior receiver on that, just able to get his feet in for that reception.
Solid throw as well from Anthony Bernard, sidearming that ball all the way to the far sideline. Brings up 2nd down and 8. Clock stops with 9:36 to go. Each team with their full complement of timeouts. Run it to the right, and flags at the snap.
Part of the snap, encroachment, defense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Just giving up yards now. Especially when you've given the Blue Devils a short field, something that you do not want to do.
Following that encroachment encroachment penalty. Ball now spotted at the 32, 2nd down and 3. Off balance, throw to the end zone. Caught! Sullivan, touchdown!
Anthony Bernard's pass complete to number 4 in the end zone. Egan Sullivan.
Once again, Egan Sullivan proves to be the centerpiece of this offense, just running right up the middle, and a perfect pitch and catch from Bernard and Sullivan. Able to make this a 20-point, almost about to be 21-0 lead.
Extra point upcoming from Christian Potts. It's up and good, 21-0 our score. Blue Devils all over the Chieftains here in half number 1 from Swinehart Field. 9:26 to go in the half as we take one more look at the rip. On the run, Bernard to Sullivan.
Look at the flick of the wrist and the sidearm throw there. Able to just put it right where he wanted to. They're able to score at will right now.
And going back to that 4th down and 1 decision, I think that's a decision they had to make there. You're down a couple scores. But as you said, Chris, it's been pretty smooth sailing in the first half for this Blue Devils team, especially on the offensive end of things. But still plenty of time left here from Swinehart Field as we line up to kick this thing away.
One thing the Chieftains will definitely be missing is their dynamic player, Jaden Rogers, who just got hurt on the previous offensive drive. He's the one who's been able to make those big kick returns. See if they're able to make up for his absence.
Kick is away. It lands around the 11-yard line and finds its way out of bounds on the far side. That brings out the penalty flag. So again, the Chieftains with this flag will start with solid field position to start, but as we said, just haven't been able to utilize that field position as of
Free
yet.
kick out of bounds, kicking team. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line, 1st down.
And as they get the 35-yard line to start, that's been about, on average, their starting field position here tonight.
Once again, coming out at quarterback, Tyler Perozic.
It was Jack Malone that got the start, number 12 for the Chieftains, but for the last 2 series now, we've seen the junior Perozic. Bring a man in motion. They hand it off to him. Stumbles, stays on its feet. It's Boyd, still on his feet as he hits the 45. He's at the 50. He's heading for the far sideline. One man to beat. He's down the sideline and he will go. Touchdown, Chieftains.
Well, when the Chieftains need a big play, they're able to get it with their senior wide receiver, Tommy Boyd, able to get the jet sweep.
He is absolutely fired up. And says, oh yeah, I have to go out there and line up on the extra point, but he finally gives this student section here, the tribe at Swinehart Field, something to cheer about.
Actually, it looks like they're going to mark him out.
It is showing 1st and 10. Ball at the 18-yard line.
But still a big run there from the 35-yard line. See if they're able to capitalize.
Tight end goes in motion. Hand the ball off straight up the middle. Looks like he gets the 15 and driven back. They'll give him forward progress to about the, call it 15.5-yard line.
Junior running back Jeffrey Cleaver on the carry.
A yard or two, and they move the chains.
Able to get 2 yards up the middle. One thing that the Chieftains definitely have to strive for here is just points. Don't worry about what the score is right now. Just focus on your game, get to the end zone, take it one step at a time.
Chieftains sub out their 2 tight end set. Bring back in the big playmaker, Tommy Boyd. And I told you pregame when we were talking beforehand, Boyd in their scrimmage about a month ago made a couple big plays, ran down the sideline screaming in celebration, felt like he couldn't be stopped that day, probably felt similar on that run. Play action, roll it out to the left, pressure in his face, gets rid of it as he throws, has a man in the area, but just comes up short.
Pass intended for Zachary Conley. But like you said, luckily he was in the area, avoiding an intentional grounding penalty. He was in the grasp, but able to get that ball out, force an incomplete pass. It's 3rd down.
3rd down and 8. Cleaver checks out. This is a big 3rd down for the Chieftains to convert on, as the touchdown from Boyd on that jet sweep was taken off the board just a few plays ago. Said he stepped out around the 18. Since then, they've only gotten 2 yards. Perozic over the middle, has a man, it's caught! Touchdown, Chieftains! Isaiah McGarry, 18 yards from Perozic.
Now that's one you won't be able to take off the scoreboard. Beautiful throw from the quarterback, Perozic. Finds man McGarry, able to get 6 points on the board.
And when we talked pregame before our pregame show, we were running down this Chieftains roster, guys coming back from last year's team, guys that I've been around here at Swinehart Field now a little bit. And I said, watch out for a couple of these receivers. You got Gwilly, you've got Boyd, probably 2 of their top playmakers at receiver this year. But I also mentioned, don't forget about Isaiah McGarry. He was a guy that was hurt all of last season, comes back this year as a junior, and he makes a big time grab there for the Chieftains. Extra point is up and good, brings our score to 21-7. Blue Devils with the lead, but the Chieftains finally break through and get on the board. We take one last look at that touchdown strike. Perozic, 18 yards to the house to Isaiah McGarry.
Also important to know that was the Chieftains' first touchdown since that game winner against Rochester 2 weeks ago. So it's very good to get back on the board. Like I said, take it one play at a time, one drive at a time. As you can see, the Utica student section looks to be construction night. A lot of orange, Chieftain orange, and some highlighter yellow. Neon night, I'm being told.
They were just making sure you knew they were there. But yeah, you're right, Chris. Going back to what you said about their first touchdown since that game against Rochester in week 1, a come-from-behind win, down 21-14 at the half. They come out, they give up just 3 points in the second half, and a Hail Mary at the end caught on a deflection by Newman Gwilly was the winner in that game. Caught it from Perozic. So the Chieftains get on the board. It's 21-7, just inside 8 minutes to go here in the first half. From Swinehart Field on Shelby TV, my broadcast partner, Chris Wright, I'm Stephen McDonald. Short kick. Great catch over the shoulder. Looks like 33. Josh Lemansky, the sophomore, going over the shoulder.
Once again, good field position, going to start the Blue Devils drive here at the 41-yard line.
And it's interesting that they went to that squib kick there, tried to maybe catch the Blue Devils off balance a bit. That's something we saw here a year ago in the Chieftains home opener. They did that in a game last year as well. In fact, did it on back-to-back kicks. They made them go back and do it again, and it paid off a second time. Handoff up the middle. Somehow gets out of there. It's Sullivan, and he's across the 50 to the 49, and that is a Blue Devils first down. Looked like the Chieftains brought some pressure, and it initially got there, but just couldn't once again bring down Sullivan.
On this replay, Sullivan again able to break that first tackle, get the first down. That was probably another 5 or 6 yards after first contact for Sullivan. But yes, to your point, Stephen, that was a blitz that just did not get there in time.
Again, Chieftains showing bodies up near the line of scrimmage. Falls forward for a couple yards. It's Sullivan again.
12-79, bringing down number 4 for the Blue Devils.
Sullivan able to get another 4 yards right up the middle. Just escaping a tackle in the backfield.
They give him 3. It's 2nd and 7, ball at the 46, and yeah, it takes a lot of bodies to bring down Sullivan so far in this first half. Bernard on the run to the left. Flag comes in as he gets the first down and steps out.
See if there might have been an illegal chop block or a block in the back. See what the referee calls.
Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Yeah, usually once the quarterback gets outside like that, that's usually where you see those tackles trying to keep contained, keep those edges from getting after him on the outside. So that's usually where you get those holding calls coming from.
Now that they have the Blue Devils behind the sticks, let's see if Utica's able to force the first 3rd down of the night for the Blue Devils.
2nd and 14, they go handoff. Sullivan hits the sideline, gets vertical. He's down the sideline to the 45. And looks like they'll mark him at the 45. So this will bring up your first 3rd down of the game, Chris, for the Blue Devils. In fact, it's 3rd down and 6. They do mark it at the 45. They need the 39-yard line with 5:55 showing here in the first half. Bernard checks with his running back Sullivan, makes sure they're on the same page. Couple receivers split to the bottom of the formation. Play action, swing it out wide, has a chance at the tackle. He's at the 40 and he'll fall down right at the line to gain the 39, and that will be good enough for a Blue Devils first down.
A big missed tackle in the backfield. It looked like he was going to be able to stop that play before it got started, but able to make a juke. Arm tackle's just not going to work on number 1. That's Vince Vachon, the sophomore receiver for Grosse Pointe South. It's going to be a first down for the Blue Devils.
That looks like Jeffrey Cleaver, the junior, that missed on that tackle for a loss. So a learning experience for the junior defensive back. On first down, they go handoff. Stumbling forward, carrying some Chieftains with them all the way down near the 30. They mark him at the 31. And another strong run on first down.
Sullivan again able to run up the middle, breaking that first tackle. Probably gained another 3 yards after contact. Just the Chieftains have not been able to bring him down at all on their first attempts.
Michael Baora and Jack Malone in on the stop. Malone, a backup quarterback for this Chieftain team, also one of the linebackers on defense, along with Baora. Handoff. Check that, quarterback keeper drags a man down to the 20.
Anthony Bernard up
Looks
the
like
right side
Dwayne
for
Taylor,
Blue Devils. Chieftain
number 6 in black,
Dwayne Taylor right there to bring
bringing him down.
A perfect read option there from the quarterback, Anthony Bernard. He keeps it himself, running up the right side. Like you said, dragging a defender. Number 6, Dwayne Taylor on that tackle.
Yeah, you said it, Chris. Excellent read fake, held on to it to the very last second. Had me fooled. First down, ball at the 21. 21-7 our score. It was 21 unanswered to start from Grosse Pointe South. Chieftains got on the board just a few minutes ago. Bernard rolls out left, throws corner of the end zone, incomplete, but everybody throws a flag.
Anthony Bernard's pass intended for number 14 down deep, Cliff Grabowski.
That pass intended for Cliff Grabowski, number 14.
Here's it maybe.
Pass interference, defense, half the distance to the goal. The result is a first down and 1/2 of 1 yard.
Be first down and a half a yard.
I have to be honest, Chris, I'm not sure I've ever heard that before. First down and half a yard. But
Taking
in
a
any
look,
case,
number 8, Tommy Boyd, on the pass interference call. Just got hooked up with the receiver and unable to stop that.
so after the penalty, it's first
Correction,
down and 1.
we will go to the 10.5. The result is a first down.
Well, there you go. First down and 10, ball at the 11.
I think he got a little confused on first and goal and trying to figure it out, but we're good now. They can still get a first down this drive.
They would need about the half-yard line. Bernard on the rollout. He can tuck it and run. He will to the pylon. Touchdown!
Anthony Bernard finds an opening in that left corner over there for
Another
Blue
big
Devils
run
6.
from the quarterback, Anthony Bernard, able to get to the end zone this time.
And as strange as it may have been, that half-yard proved to be of assistance to Bernard on that rollout, able to stretch that ball out and get it across the pylon for the touchdown. 21-7 our score, with the extra point coming in just a moment. We'll get a flag as Newman Willie came screaming off the edge. But the extra point is up and good either way. 28-7 our scores. You take another look
Running into
at
the
the Anthony
kicker
Bernard
on the
touchdown.
defense, that penalty is declined. The try is good.
Bernard keeping his eyes down the field, only running at the last possible moment, but able to get that 10.5 yards for that touchdown.
And with 3:18 to go in the first half, Chris, you mentioned earlier in our game, this isn't just the home opener for the Chieftain football team, it's also for the cheer team, the dance team, the marching band as well. We will see the marching band and dance team perform at halftime in just a few moments. But the Chieftain football team has some work to do here. Still 3 timeouts to work with.
One thing, just like I said last drive, you want to get points on this drive. Grosse Pointe South is going to get the kickoff to start the second half, so you definitely don't want to come up empty-handed this drive.
On that last Chieftain possession, it was Perozic to Isaiah McGarry for 18 yards for the score. The run by Tommy Boyd was brought back to the 18 just a few plays earlier. Kickoff fielded at the 5, across the 20 to the 25, lowers the shoulder and falls forward to about the 28-yard line. Now some tempers flaring, and the flags come out.
Chieftains with number 46 in on the tackle. Connor Petty with the tackle for the Blue Devils.
See what the referee's going to call here.
16, Covington Holland, but we got flags after the play was over.
Looks like we'll get the ruling here in just a second.
After the play, personal foul and unnecessary roughness on the return team. Half the distance, first down. No, he's not.
Let's see what the referee saw there.
Looks like they got Gwilly coming off that pile. So back-to-back penalties assessed to number 4 in black. His team down 28-7. They'll march off the penalty all the way back to the 14.
It'll be the worst starting field position for the Chieftains tonight.
So they'll have it. 3 timeouts to work with. Down a couple scores, 3:10 to go here in half number 1. Perozic drops back. Looks to swing it out, now scrambles. And he'll just get rid of this to the near sideline out of play.
Tyler Perozic.
Looked like they wanted a screen pass that just never developed.
Grosse able to escape a lot of pressure, avoiding a safety as well. He was in trouble in the end zone right there, as you can see, being chased down from behind. He's able to get the ball out back to the line of scrimmage, so no intentional grounding. That was number 51, Peter Olku, on the pressure. 2nd and 10 for the Chieftains.
Olku gave him a nice little shove there at the goal line, but Perozic's a bigger guy, so it's going to take a little more than that to bring him down. In any case, 2nd down and 10. Ball still spotted at the 14. Chieftains coming quickly to the line. They split out a couple of receivers, bring a man in motion. Hand it off. Trying to get to the outside, not much there. And looks like he just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
And number 13, Jeff Cleaver.
Number 13, Jeffrey Cleaver, the junior running back. Looked like he slipped before he was able to make that cut. Check the replay, running up the right side. Just slips on the turf, but he's able to get the ball back to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd down now for the Chieftains.
3rd down and 10. Inside 2.5 to go in the half. Perozic comes into the huddle with the play. They need the 24-yard line for a new set of downs. 5 receivers out in the formation. Empty set for Perozic. Drops back looking. Middle. Wants McGarry and just overshoots him.
Tyler Perozic's pass intended for number 2, Isaiah McGarry. Right down the
McGarry had his receiver beat. He had a step on him, but Perozic just overthrows him. A little bit too much air on that throw. If he's able to make that, that has got to be 6 for the Chieftains.
With Egan Sullivan right at midfield, set to receive.
So they'll send out the punt team.
Number 33.
That dangerous man Sullivan standing with heels just about the 50. Now taking a few steps back, just hovering around that 50. Snap comes down, and they run into the kicker. Flag comes out, and the kick rolls all the way down around the 32-yard line, but should not matter with that penalty flag coming out. And Chris, when they punted it,
roughing the kicker, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
When they punted it earlier in the game, they came very close to getting to the punter, and this time they just finished the job.
Just unable to stop his momentum. That's number 51 in white, Peter Olku once again making the play this drive. That's a first down for the Chieftains. Chieftains able to catch a break on that one.
As you see, Utica Athletic Director Jim Vigas. It was nice, got to catch up with him a bit pre-game here down on the field.
It'll be interesting to see if they go back to that pass again.
They do go empty, looking to the sideline. Falls short, incomplete, looking for Gwilly.
Gwilly just taking one step too far on that receiving route, unable to make the catch. Pass falls right in front of him.
Minute 39 to go here in the first half. Chieftains looking to put something up on the board before we hit the half. Down 28-7. Both teams still with 3 timeouts to work with. 2nd and 10 as they come to the line. Perozic again will go empty. Looking for Gwilly, and just zipped it right through his hands on that crossing route.
Looks like Perozic is just a little too tight right now. He's trying to make a lot of thread the needle throws right now. Just needs to run his routes, find his progressions, just take a breath and see if he can come out here on this 3rd down.
Yeah, like you said, looks a little tight, trying to maybe get it all back in one throw, and that's where the coaching staff and head coach Matt Maruli have to go to their quarterback and say, hey, it's not going to happen all in one play, just take it one play, one throw at a time. And with that said, 3rd and 10 from the 29-yard line.
Chieftains 1 for 4 on 3rd down so far this game.
Perozic drops back, puts some air under it for Gwilly, and it's caught over the shoulder, out of bounds at the 31.
Finally able to make the connection with his receiver. Gwilly just running down the sideline, able to fight through the hand fighting of Egan Sullivan. Big first down now for the Chieftains.
Couple 4s going at it on that play, and there you saw, Chris, the air under that pass from Perozic. Looks like he may have found his touch. A big play for the Chieftain offense. Ball spotted at the 32 now of Grosse Pointe South. Once again, Perozic alone in the shotgun. Has a man out wide, the receiver fell down. No flag comes out. Chieftain sideline disagreeing with the no call.
Utica definitely wanted to see a flag there, but no doing there. It definitely looked like Perozic also had a wide open receiver at the top of the formation, just unable to see him throwing the short pass there.
Boyd, one of the senior captains, taken down on that last play. 2nd down and 10. Still 1:22 to go here in the first half, so plenty of time with 3 timeouts for the Chieftains to try and put this ball in the end zone. 3 receivers to the top of the formation. Single high safety for the Blue Devils. Over the middle, caught between a couple defenders, down to the 20 for a first down for the Chieftains. Finding Isaiah McGarry on the other end.
Isaiah McGarry, and now the Chieftains looking to speed up the tempo of this game here. They have 3 timeouts to play with here with just over a minute to go in the half.
And the Tribe getting back into this game. Let's go Chieftains raining down. Perozic over the middle, batted down, incomplete. Who else but Sullivan?
Egan Sullivan with a big deflection there, but Not great decision making from Tyler Perozic on that throw, just into triple coverage. Ball falls harmlessly to the turf, though. It's second down.
As we hit inside a minute to play in the second quarter. Chieftains on this drive showing a lot of those empty shotgun looks. We'll see if they go back to that one more time here on 2nd and 10 from the 20. Chris, you pointed out a few minutes ago, important to note, Grosse Pointe South will get the opening kickoff for the second half. Already up a couple scores. Perozic looking, end zone, caught! Touchdown, Chieftains! Tommy Boyd on the receiving end of the 20-yard strike from Perozic.
Tommy Boyd able to get some separation and able to get that touchdown back that got called back on the run last time. But he'll find the end zone for this one. The student section is loving it.
And Chris, I said earlier, Boyd is one of those guys, as the extra point is up and good, is one of those guys where you put the ball in his hands, he will go and make a play for you. He goes down and gets this ball from Perozic. 20 yards on the touchdown, it's 28-14. The lead cut in half for the Blue Devils, 52.7 seconds showing here in the first half.
Well thrown ball there from Perozic. Like we said, he is starting to get a little looser now. We saw at the beginning of that drive, he was very tight, caused the punt. Luckily, they got the roughing the kicker call to extend this drive. Able to drive it all the way down the field and score a touchdown. 86 yards was that whole drive.
And that's something that if you're head coach Matt Maruli here going into halftime, a positive to take away from this first half for sure. Able to, as you said, Chris, move that ball down the field, really through the air. You had the big play to Numini Willie that landed you at the Blue Devils 32-yard line, then the 20-yard score from Perozic to Boyd. So some momentum starting to build at least a little bit for the Chieftains here as we head towards the half. The run up and the kick, they'll squib this one down the field, and that's covered up right at the 25. No return.
So now
Grabowski.
We'll have to see what the Blue Devils decide to do here. They have 3 timeouts and 50 seconds to go. They've been driving down this field pretty easily so far this game. Do they go for more points, or they just go and a half with that two touchdown lead and getting the ball to start the second half?
And with the way that senior running back number 4 in white, Egan Sullivan, has been running in this first half with 50 seconds and 3 timeouts, Chris, if he breaks off a big run, they may have a chance to score before we head to halftime. And obviously on the other side of things for the Chieftains, their objective defensively, make sure that that doesn't happen, and the score goes into half 28-14 as it sits right now. Dropping back to pass, and he'll be sacked for a loss, a short loss of 2, back to the 23-yard line. It looks like the clock will stop. Chieftains calling their first timeout of the half. 42.2 seconds to go in the half. Looks like number 79 for the Chieftains, Nathan Silver, the senior lineman, got in there for the stop.
Chieftains definitely trying to hold this momentum before they go into halftime. Maybe they're able to get this ball back. 30 seconds left if they're able to make 2 more stops here.
And with the way that we saw Perozic throwing that ball on the last possession, if he can get a 20, 30-yard strike down the field, set them up with some chance to score late in the half. A deep shot, as we said, against Rochester in game 1 was the game winner on a last-second Hail Mary. So we do know that he has the arm strength to do just that. but it'll be 2nd down and 11 following the Chieftain timeout. They have 2 remaining in the half, 42 seconds to go in the half. Bernard to his left and steps out of bounds just shy of the 30.
Designed quarterback run there for Bernard, but he runs out of bounds, stops the clock. That's a free timeout for the Chieftains for 3rd down.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth there, Chris. I was looking to you to say he takes it and runs it right out of bounds, doesn't even pick up the 1st down. So as you said, gives the Chieftains essentially a free timeout there. 36.7 seconds showing on the game clock. 3rd and 5 from the 29-yard line. They need the 35 for a 1st down. But more importantly, the clock is stopped as they come to the line. 3 receivers to the bottom of the formation. Pistol set. Now sprinting out, throws it downfield, has a man, and it's incomplete at the Chieftain 45-yard line. Had Isaiah McGarry beat down the field. And now with 4th and 5, 30 seconds to go, and still 2 timeouts for the Chieftains to work with.
Bernard had his receiver wide open, just unable to connect with him. Domzalski.
Number 4, Newman Willie stepping back for the Chieftains.
So Newman Willie, this is interesting, had a couple penalties earlier on this quarter. Had the roughing the kicker or running into the kicker on the extra point, then followed that up on the kickoff with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Now is a chance on this punt return to set the Chieftains up with some excellent field position with 30 seconds to go and 2 timeouts.
2 timeouts is the key here for the Chieftains.
He stands downfield under the lights here at Swinehart from his 35, directing traffic as this ball rolls all the way inside the 30 and down to the 28-yard line. Clock stops with about 18 seconds to go.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, receiving team number 24, 15-yard penalty, 1st down Utica.
And a backbreaker of a penalty for the Chieftains.
Michael Baora, the senior, getting called with the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Referee talking to head coach right there, Matt Maruli.
So now the Chieftains will have it 1st and 10 from the 14. That's where they had it on their last drive. Wound up going 86 yards to the end zone, but with about 17.9 seconds to go in half number 1, even with 2 timeouts, not sure how far they'll be able to get this ball downfield before they run out of time. But as we said, Perozic has shown he has the arm strength to get them down the field in a few plays, but really that's just about all he has is a few plays.
Now with those 2 timeouts, they are open to throwing this ball down the middle. So let's see if they are, no, they're going into victory formation here for the kneel down, and that will do it for the 1st half.
And just as we hit the half, Chris, I have to believe if they didn't take that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, maybe would have taken a few shots, trying at least maybe get a field goal out of this possession. But our halftime score here from Swinehart Field, the Grosse Pointe South Blue Devils 28, the Utica Chieftains 14. For my broadcast partner, Chris Wright, I'm Stephen McDonald. We'll be right back for the 2nd half here from Swinehart Field on Shelby TV.
We would like to thank Esplendido Mexican Cuisine for their 20-year sponsorship of both Utica and Eisenhower football coverage. It's that great taste that helps keep a great Shelby Township tradition going.
As the voice of Michigan student athletes, the Student Advisory Council's role
is to convey the message of how high school sports are supposed to be played. We were responsible for helping the MHSAA maintain a positive and healthy atmosphere
in which interscholastic students can thrive.
We believe athletes should be competitive,
sportsmanlike, and excel academically.
We believe students in the stand should have fun,
but not take the focus away from the game. We believe coaches should act as teachers,
helping student athletes develop while still keeping high school sports in perspective.
We believe that parents should always be positive role models
and be supportive of their child's decisions.
We believe officials commit their own time to high school sports.
And respect should always be shown and given to them.
The most important goal for student athletes is to enjoy high school sports
while maintaining a high level of respect for all those involved in the games.
Enjoy the game.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Shelby.
Drum majors, is your band ready? The Marching Chieftains proudly present their 2022 halftime show, Sun, Moon, and Stars. The band begins by presenting one of the all-time best one-hit wonders. This piece was originally meant to be a ballad, but later transformed into an up-tempo sing-along classic. Drum major Emma Phillips conducts the Marching Chieftains as they open their show with the 1983 Katrina and the Waves hit, Walking on Sunshine. Now jump forward one decade and presents two memorable songs from the late 1990s. The rock and roll band Smash Mouth burst onto the music scene and had many hits on the Billboard charts. In later years, they found success with cover tunes, but their original songs are what they are remembered most for. The Marching Chieftains hope to inspire you to get your game on and go play as they present All-Star and Walking on the Sun. Slow down the pace as we turn our attention to the Big Apple with a beautiful ballad from the Broadway classic. Miss Saigon was performed over 4,000 times between 1989 and 1999. Our next piece looks to the main characters, Kim and Chris, as they profess their newfound love for each other. The song expresses how destiny brought them together despite coming from seemingly conflicting backgrounds. Listen to a trumpet duet by senior Michael Green and sophomore Eric Lindquist, along with a color guard solo by sophomore Allison Tuttle, as drum major Lila Sapiano conducts the March of the Chieftains of Sun and Moon. The Chieftains conclude their show with a song that reached #2 in the United States in the top 10 in 20 countries in 2013. The rock band that is explained that this infectious song is about lying in your bed awake at night, not being able to sleep because you're worrying about all of life's troubles. Instead of counting sheep, you're counting stars. The Marching Chieftains close their halftime show by featuring our drum line as they present One Republic's anthem, Counting Stars. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2022 Utica High School Chieftain Marching Band.
Great job, Utica High School varsity band. Next up, we got our Utica High School varsity dance team. Please welcome the girls. And once again, the Utica varsity dance team. Good job, ladies. That's good. Utica varsity dance team. Big hand. Good job, girls. And once again, football fans, we welcome back both teams here. Even though the scoreboard's counting down, we got a 3-minute warm-up time that we're going to add to the clock, as we always do. And so there's still time down below. If you didn't get a chance to go down the concession stand, stretch your legs. After having a great entertainment here between the high school marching band and your varsity dance team. And also a big shout out to the team doctor, Dr. George Poley. We appreciate all Dr. Poley does for the Utica High School football program here in Swinehurst. So again, thank you, Dr. Poley.
And welcome back here on Shelby TV from Swinehart Field. Utica Chieftains and Grosse Pointe South Blue Devils alongside my broadcast partner Chris Wright. I'm Stephen McDonald. 28-14 our halftime score. Second half coming up in just a moment. Chieftains down a couple scores here, Chris, and walk us through that first half of play.
Yeah, it looked like the Chieftains were going to be able to get some momentum to start the game, but right off the first drive, a huge fumble from number 15 on Utica, that's James Rogers, led to a touchdown the other way from Egan Sullivan of Grosse Pointe. And after that, Grosse Pointe was just putting their will. Whatever they wanted to do, they did on that field. 21 unanswered points before the Chieftains were able to get on the board, and a huge touchdown pass right there from number 12, Jack Malone. But a big run, as you can see right there from Tommy Boyd. We thought it was a touchdown, but he stepped out. It led to a passing touchdown to McGarry to get the Chieftains on the board. Grosse Pointe was able to come back the other way on a run there from the quarterback, Bernard. And right before the end of the half, able to score a touchdown following two big passing plays. One to Gwilly to set up the touchdown there. Also on that drive, a big roughing the punter penalty kept that drive alive, and they're able to put 7 points on the board and get 14 before the half.
Blue Devils come in 10-8 all time in the series with the Chieftains. They were a member of the MAC White from 2014 to 2019. Spent the last couple of years over in the MAC Red. Some really tough competition over there in the MAC Red, as we're going to see later on this season with Eisenhower. And just a reminder, the broadcast of today's game is a copyrighted presentation of the Michigan High School Athletic Association and Shelby TV. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the MHSAA and Shelby TV. Across the 30 to the 40, he could be gone, and finally tripped up around the 33-yard line, but an excellent run by who else? Egan Sullivan. It was the Egan Sullivan and Anthony Bernard show in the first half, and they have excellent field position to start here, Chris.
Sullivan able to break through a couple tackles there, probably another 60 yards after that first contact, and he's been doing that all day, getting the extra yards after that first contact, and a big way to start this second half.
And the junior, Jeffrey Cleaver, was the last line of defense to try and bring him down. Took a nasty stiff arm, but was able to finally drag him down. They spotted at the 28, taking a shot on first down, has his man caught inside the 5.
Anthony Bernard's pass complete to number 14 on the left side over there.
And that's number 14, Cliff Grabowski, down the far sideline.
Looked like the closest official couldn't tell, but the official came in, called it a catch. Bernard just able to put it on the numbers there for Grabowski. First and goal.
Not even a minute in, they come quickly to the line. First and goal from the 3, looking to punch it in, and just walking in for the touchdown. Took all of 51 seconds, and it's 34-14, pending the extra point.
Donovan Moody, the senior running back there, getting his first touchdown of the game. Able to, like you said, just walk into the end zone for the touchdown.
And if you're the Chieftains, you had to feel pretty solid about the way that first half ended. We're able to get some points on the board.
And number 95 splits the uprights, Christian
but
Potts.
not obviously the response they were looking for coming out of half. It's 35-14 our score. Take one more look at that rushing touchdown from 3 yards out from number 3.
Great blocking up front by the Blue Devils, able to create the hole and an easy touchdown.
So once again, the Chieftains offense will be looking to respond.
But that was one thing that we did see there at the end of the first half, was that Chieftain offense start to click, able to make the throws. Tyler Perozic coming in relief from Jack Malone here. Jack Malone did get the start, but it's been Tyler Perozic who has led this team to 2 scores and trying to keep them in this game.
And we remind you, back to week 1, 21-14. The Chieftains were down at the half, came back to win in that one. Allowed just 3 points in the second half of that game in a week 1 win over Rochester. They have some work to do here in week 3, however. Their first chance playing here from Swinehart Field this season. Kick is away and fielded at the 5. To the 30, he's heading to the sideline at the 50 to the 45 and finally driven out. But responding right back, the big return by Sullivan to start the half. And this time the Chieftains come right back with a big return of their own.
That was one of the highlights of this team in the first half, were the kick returns. Great returns. We did see Jaden Rogers get hurt in that first half, and he looks to be on crutches right there on the sideline. Looks like he will not return for this game.
First and 10 from the Blue Devils 43. The Chieftains have had excellent starting field position for most of this game here this evening, but so far just the 2 touchdowns to show for that field position.
Chieftains going back to that empty backfield, 5 wide receivers.
Perozic looking right. Quick pitch and catch to McGarry. He's tripped up, and the ball came out late, but they'll say he was down.
Pass complete from number.
Looks like he'll get the 38-yard line. So gain of 5 on first down.
McGarry finding the hole in that defense, able to make the catch and get a couple yards there. Also good to see number 72, Dom Calandrino, back on the field after he was hurt earlier in this game.
Empty set once again for Perozic. Seems to like this look. Go short again, looking for McGarry. And it's dropped right at the first down line. Incomplete. Third down and 5 upcoming. McGarry visibly frustrated with himself for letting that one hit the turf.
On the comeback route there, just unable to get the catch. Might have been a late hit there from the Blue Devils, but they don't throw the flag on that one. It's going to be third down. The Chieftains are 2 for 5 so far on third down this game.
Taking a look down at the sideline. Jack Malone staying warm right around the 50-yard line, but it's Perozic for right now taking the snaps. Number 9 in black. He'll go empty again, this time 3 receivers to the bottom. Looking that way, finds McGarry this time. First down and more to the 30-yard line. Flag comes in right as he gets taken down. So for the time being, it's a first down to the 30. We'll check on the flag, see if that stands.
We have had actually quite a few calls on both teams this game. We'll see what this one's all about.
Ineligible receiver downfield, offense, 5-yard penalty, third down.
So that'll back things up to 3rd and 10, all the way back to the original line of scrimmage, the 43.
Heartbreaking penalty there from the offense. They got their third down conversion, but they're going to try again here.
Yeah, and McGarry was able to redeem himself from the drop on the previous play, but as you said, Chris, the penalty negates all that. 3rd and 10 upcoming for Utica. Empty again for Perozic. Looks to take a shot in the slot, complete, down to the 30. That looked like number 5, Zachary Conley, the junior.
Conley on reception, number 16, on tackle, Wilson. But the Chieftains move the chains, first down.
So on the last play, they get the first down to McGarry at the 30. That gets brought back, so they go right back and strike right back to the 30 for a first down. This one stands.
Looked like originally they wanted the swing pass to McGarry, but the Blue Devils were on it. But that second option for Perozic, able to get the first down.
So how about this? Something new. We go empty on first down. Blue Devils showing a single high safety. Throw underneath, nearly intercepted, jumping the route well, and knocking that ball incomplete was Alexander Rothus.
Looked like the Chieftains have been doing that same comeback route for the last couple plays. Rothus able to jump the route that time, unable to make the interception.
Second down and 10 from the 30. Blue Devils showing a shift defensively. Perozic looking, top side of your screen, has a man, and it's caught! Touchdown, Chieftains! Tommy Boyd, his second of the day. 30 yards from Perozic.
And Tommy Boyd coming up limping after that touchdown, waving off the athletic trainer. But a big touchdown for the Chieftains.
Yeah, he went sliding down as he hit the goal line for that ball. Looks like they'll stretch him out right there on the sideline. Looks like he just caught a cramp on his way down. But either way, it's a 30-yard strike as the extra point up and blocked. It's 35 to 20. Chieftains hanging around with 8:48 to go in the third quarter. Take one more look at that 30-yard bomb. Perozic to Boyd. Second time those two have connected in the end zone tonight.
Boyd able to beat his defender. And as you can see him getting stretched out on the sideline again.
And it's interesting, looking at the replay, he comes up and he's jogging off the field, even gives a teammate a little high five, and it looks like once he got around that sideline, maybe that's when that cramp started to come in. So looks like he'll be all right there, stretching it out.
Luckily that illegal man down the field on that third down did not come to bite them on that drive, able to get that 6 points. And hopefully also the blocked PAT there will be able to make those points up.
But one thing we are seeing, Chris, something that you talked about, one of your keys from that first half was Perozic starting to really settle into this game, starting to make some better throws, getting a little more air under some of these passes, and he put a lot of air on that last ball to Tommy Boyd for 6.
One thing you don't want to see is you do not want to see two quarterbacks. They get out of rhythm if they can't just have sustained drives.
Interesting decision. Chieftains squib kick it, and that ball will be returned back to the 40.
Senior Griffin Adams on that return, the up back.
And I should correct myself, as on that last kick, it was our man number 4, Egan Sullivan, with the big return, so more than likely trying to just keep it away from him. 8:43 to go, third quarter, 35 to 20 our score. Chieftains went down 21-0 to start this game. If you're just joining us on Shelby TV, Chieftains, though, trying to claw their way back in. Handoff goes to Sullivan right up the middle, makes a couple guys miss in the hole, across the 50 to the 48-yard line, first down.
Egan Sullivan run up the right side, whistled down by number 6 for the Chieftains, Wayne Kaler.
Sullivan again with another big run, about 13 yards, able to hit the hole, run right through some arm tackles, and get those yards after first contact.
And Sullivan has to be loving his offensive line right now for the way they've blocked for him in this game. But one thing I'm noticing from Sullivan is he hits the hole already going about 90 miles an hour, and that's one thing that's making him so hard, I think, to bring down for this Chieftain defense. But he does get brought down. They'll give him the 47 of the Chieftains, 1st and 10 from there. They go right back to him, giving chase, and tripped up in the backfield for a loss by number 55, Tyler Ali.
Chieftain number 55, Tyler Ali.
Finally able to get some pressure in the backfield there, the Chieftains, and take down Sullivan with that first tackle attempt.
He only loses a yard and we'll say a few inches as Ali came streaking off that edge. So 2nd down and 11. Chieftains can use a stop here, get the ball back to their offense, and a heating up Tyler Perozic. Hand off against Sullivan, hits the hole. Not much running room there, pushes ahead, gets about 3 on the carry. And a player down on the short side of the field for the Chieftains.
For an injury.
It's Tommy Boyd again.
One of those Chieftain players that plays both ways for head coach Matt Maruli. Did so as well last year, lines up at wide receiver and cornerback.
Definitely something you don't want to see from your seniors.
Clock stops, 6:57 to go in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 8 from the 45-yard line when we resume play. Boyd gets back up to his feet. He'll come off under his own power, but again comes up limping to the sideline.
It's gonna, like you said, force a 3rd down. This is only the third down of the game for the Blue Devils. They are 1 for 2 so far.
So the clock running on the ready for play. 2 receivers to the bottom of the formation. And rocking back in his stance was Anthony Bernard.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Not sure if Bernard lost his balance there or maybe called the snap and had a miscommunication with the center there, but either way it'll be a 5-yard penalty. They'll back it up to right at midfield and bring up 3rd down and 13.
Coach Chad Hepner for the Blue Devils can't be happy. That is the 3rd false start called on Grosse Pointe South tonight.
Also offensive coordinator Ryan Philippek. Snap, play action, roll out left, throws right around that 1st down line, but comes up short. Would have come up about 2 yards short had he completed the pass. Looking for Cliff Grabowski. And with 6 minutes even to go here in the 3rd quarter, Chieftains get off the field defensively.
Just threw that pass short there.
Looks like they were testing Dwayne Taylor, number 6, out there on the far sideline. Did well in one-on-one coverage. Back deep, right around his 18-yard line, looks to be Numani Gwilly. The kick is away. He fields it at the 24, turns it up to the 30, and gets taken down around the 34-yard line.
Number 4 on the return for the Chieftains. Scored by multiple Blue Devils out there.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Chieftains down a couple scores, but certainly, Chris, once again, not out of this game just yet.
This is a very important drive for the Chieftains. They're able to drive down this field, score a touchdown, be within one score.
So an interesting personnel decision here, as Perozic will stay in the game at quarterback, but one thing Chieftain fans will remember from last year with Darren Welch at quarterback, they had Malone lining up at receiver much of last year. He will do so here on this play. They'll split him out at wide receiver. Perozic rolls out far sideline, looking sideline, and that's batted down, incomplete. And he may have been looking in the direction of Jack Malone.
On our roster sheet, Jack Malone listed quarterback, wide receiver, linebacker. So definitely playing all positions that he can. But Perozic just rolling out of a sack, able to get down the field, but a good defensive coverage from the Blue Devils.
So that pass, falls harmlessly to the turf. Second down and 10, still from the 34-yard line. Utica cheerleaders right below us here in the press box, getting the fans into it. Empty set, Perozic to pass. Looking deep, has a man, and sails it out of play, incomplete.
We can see right below us on the sideline, Tommy Boyd is trying to get that hamstring or issue stretched out, running along.
Yeah, you talked a moment ago about the positions of Jack Malone, quarterback, wide receiver, linebacker, one of those guys that he wants to help his team any way he can. Tommy Boyd, another one of those guys, he's one of those players, you can't keep him off the field, and I'm sure that this injury, whatever it may be, will not keep him off the field for too long. 3rd and 10 for the Chieftain offense. Perozic steps up, shovel past McGarry, has some running room, across the 45, down to the 47-yard line. They'll mark him out at the 49-yard line, but good enough on 3rd and 10 for a Chieftain first down.
Perozic avoiding a sack as the pocket collapses and just sees a wide open McGarry, able to get it to him all the way for a first down.
An alert play for sure from the junior quarterback. Ball spotted at the 49-yard line, 5 minutes to play here in the third. A Mac-White battle between Grosse Pointe South and Utica. Perozic loads up, looking far side, and through the hands of Jack Malone, got tangled up with his defensive back there.
Looked like a pretty nice throw from Perozic, but Jack Malone just unable to make that catch. Just one step out of his reach there.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Hard for this Chieftain offense now with Boyd sitting out. That's 2 offensive weapons on this team that are out for right now, at least.
They still have Numini Willie and Isaiah McGarry out there, looking in the direction of Malone again, this time trying to turn around, and it falls through his hands, incomplete.
Jack Malone just unable to spot this ball on his route, backpedaling.
Once again engaged with Alexander Rothus, the defensive back, just unable to get up and go get that ball. 3rd down and 10. Chieftains going empty once again, sticking with this formation. Perozic, he'll take off, eyes downfield, throws in front of the sticks, incomplete, looking for Gwilly. That'll bring up 4th down.
Grosse pass intended for number 4. Lee Willie incomplete. Fourth down.
So they were able to get it out near midfield, but then the drive stalls. 3 straight incompletions, 2 looking for Malone, and 1 there on third down looking for Gwilly.
As you said, looking for Gwilly, rolling out to his right, just unable to get that. The Chieftains were looking for a pass interference, no flag, and it looks like they're going to go for it here. 4th and 10 now. They are kind of in no man's land in that 50-yard line for a punt. Might not give them a lot of yards there on the punt, so we'll see what they're going to do here.
Trips to the top of the formation. Perozic by himself, looks in. He'll drop back, some pressure coming, unloads. A wide open receiver caught, first down, and about 6 yards more to the 35-yard line. And that was number 10, Austin Spitzbarth.
Spitzbarth finding the hole in the defense, wide open on this catch at the 36-yard line. A huge 4th down conversion for the Chieftains.
900-950, purple ticket if you have that. Come up and see me in the booth.
They put it down at the 34. It'll be 1st and 10 from there, and you said it, Chris, a big time conversion for the Chieftain offense. 3:45 to go here in the third quarter. Perozic looking left. He'll go that way, has McGarry, turns it up to the 30, and he's dropped right there. But not before he gets a gain of about 4 and a flag down in the backfield.
Looks like this is going against the offense.
Holding, offense, number 72. 10-yard penalty, first down.
And once again, until we get a lucky winner, purple
That's
ticket,
Calandrino with the hold.
Yeah, the easiest way when you do come
See this on replay here. Running right up the middle.
Even if you're coming from the other side, same thing.
Looked like he released him. That was Peter Olku on the pressure. But it's going to be 1st down and 20 now for the Chieftains.
1st down and 22 from the 46-yard line. Snap, Perozic, right away looking back from McGarry, has a complete. Inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. They get a decent chunk back there. Just quick snap and serves it up to McGarry. 2nd down and 13. Clock running inside 3 minutes here in the third. Chieftains break the huddle, come to the line. Malone back in the game at wide receiver. He'll split out top of your screen as part of that 3-man group up top. Perozic looks the other way. Short side of the field has Gwilly, and just out of the reach of Gwilly on the near sideline, and he is down. And a flag down as it's a holding against the Chieftains once again.
Take a look at this replay. Looked like a pancake block, but they're going to call a hold just out of the fingertips there.
Holding, offense, number 56. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
They're going to accept it.
So 2 holding penalties in their last 3 plays for the Chieftain offense. Backs it up to the 49-yard line of the Blue Devils. 2nd and 25 with 2:16 to go.
And 50-50 folks, we have a winner. Congratulations to our winner. Thanks for everybody for playing. And
with Jack Malone in the game at wide receiver. We'll have to see if they decide at any time to throw the double pass.
This time they look in the slot, had his man, bobbled, and falls incomplete. Looks like he wanted Spitzbarth again.
Right into the numbers of Spitzbarth, but he's unable to hold on to this ball.
And it's interesting you mentioned that double pass, Chris. When I went to a few practices back in August prior to the season, that's something that I saw them work on one day at the start of practice. They did work on a double pass. It wasn't one quarterback throwing to the other. But would be interesting to see if they decide to pull something like that out here. Malone stays in the game at wide receiver, top of the formation. Perozic all alone once more in the shotgun. He's gotten accustomed to being back there alone here tonight. As they check the play, looks like they want to change things up at the line. 3rd and 25, they need the 24-yard line for a first down. Steps up in the pocket, flushed out, gets rid of it, but it falls incomplete, just trying to get rid of the ball before he went down, but don't think he would have gone much further than that, even had he connected on the shovel pass.
It was a close call on the pass to begin with, because it looked like he might have passed the line of scrimmage originally and ran backwards. But it was an incomplete pass that'll lead to 4th down here. And now they will punt from the 50, originally going for it on 4th down.
Yeah, the Chieftains got it all the way down to the 34-yard line, but some holding penalties derailed this drive. Kick is away. It's a good kick, lands about the 22. Takes a Chieftain roll down to the 16-yard line. So the Blue Devils will take over on offense there. 1st and 10. 1:48 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Up a couple scores.
This upcoming drive has got to be the drive of the game for both teams. Whoever wins on this drive, I feel, is going to have the momentum going into the 4th quarter. Blue Devils going to try to put this game away. Chieftains trying to stay in it. Once again, it's neon night here at Swinehart Field. You see a lot of greens and purples and oranges. Good to see the festivities from the crowd here as well.
Grosse Pointe South lining up on offense. Hand the ball off, Sullivan. He's been the player of the game here tonight. Gets up across the 20 to about the 23, but a flag down coming from the near side official. This should be something against the offense.
Holding, offense, half the distance, first down.
So they scrimmaged from the 16. Half the distance to the goal, should put this ball at the 8.
Another lucky break there for the Chieftains.
But then again, we've also seen the Chieftain defense let them out of these situations a time or two here tonight, but now backed up in the shadow of their own end zone. You'd like to see the Chieftain defense stand tall here. 1st and 18, ball on the 8. Out of the shotgun, Anthony Bernard. Looks like he has Sullivan, his backfield mate. Quick pitch to him, turns it upfield across the 10 to the 15-yard line. So just shy of that original line of scrimmage. They'll give him the original line of scrimmage, brings up 2nd down and 10.
Sullivan again with a run to the left side. Able to break through one tackle, finally brought down.
Inside a minute to play here, 3rd quarter from Swinehart Field. Stephen McDonald and Chris Wright on Shelby TV. Pass complete across the 20 and yanked down on the near side by Newman Gwilly. He'll come up a few yards short on second down. Ball spotted at the 23. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Bernard able to roll out, find his receiver, but he's unable to break that tackle to try to get that first down. This is a big 3rd down coming.
Pass was completed to Ben Domzalski. Final 15 seconds of quarter number 3 ticking down. Looks like they'll just walk this one off the field and set us up for the 4th and final quarter of play with our score, Grosse Pointe South Blue Devils 35, the Utica Chieftains 20, here on Shelby TV.
We would like to thank Carl and Gina over at Esplendidos for their generosity and dedication to both Utica and Eisenhower football. For over 20 years, they have helped bring high school football into the homes of thousands. Also, they just introduced a new dish, and we got to try it earlier today, Aunt Joanne's famous mac and cheese. Make sure you give it a try next time you order from Esplendidos. 586-739-1070. Some great pizza, breadsticks, and Aunt Joanne's famous mac and cheese.
Yeah, you know what? Pre-game, as we were getting ready to do our pre-game show, and obviously we go through, we talk about some things pre-game, and we write down some notes before our pre-game show as we do every week. Had the chance to get some food down there by our production truck prior to tonight's game. The pizza was fantastic, really enjoyed that, and tried the mac and cheese as well. Was pleasantly surprised by that, so definitely something that when I go back, and maybe even next week when we get Esplendidos once again, that's something that I hope we get.
Always look forward to the pregame meal.
So as we start the 4th quarter, 3rd down and 3 for the Blue Devils, up 15. Time definitely on their side at this point in the game. Both teams will enter the 4th quarter with 3 timeouts. Trying to sprint out to his left. Chieftain defense all over him. Let's see if he can reverse field, get the first down. He will, and more, down the sideline, and finally run out around the 35-yard line.
Bernard on the designed quarterback run, just rolling out. It looked like the Chieftains were going to swarm him in the backfield, but he's able to reverse field just right there, and also a big block from his offensive lineman. Could have been a blindside block on that call, but they let the play go, and it's a first down for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, just about everybody in black had a chance to bring down the quarterback Bernard there, but Ali especially had him in the backfield, just couldn't bring him down. Run it straight ahead, and a gain of about 5 on first down.
Donovan Moody back in the backfield now.
Moody had a 3-yard rushing score back in the first half. 2nd down and 5 from the 40. Clock running here on the Chieftains. Grosse Pointe South obviously in no hurry to snap the football. They'll go pistol. Hand it off. Straight up the middle, first down. And punching his way forward for a few extra yards was Donovan Moody.
Grosse Pointe South going back to what was successful earlier in this game, and that's just handing the ball off and running it right down the gut. Able to get a first down there. Donovan Moody.
Moody driving right into Andy Carlson, number 11. Carlson just able to wrap up and drag him down, but not before another Blue Devils first down. From the 48. Turns, hands off again. Moody. Little jump cut in the hole, gets vertical. Lands about the 45-yard line in Chieftain territory.
Big first down run again by Grosse Pointe South. Able to get 5, 6, 7 yards on a carry.
Churko.
Sal Churko with the tackle for the Chieftains. One of those returning players on the line of scrimmage for the Chieftains this year. Saw some playing time last year as well. 2nd down and 2, handoff to the far sideline, to the 20, pushing ahead and finally driven out. We'll see that where they spot him out, right around the 25-yard line from number 3, Donovan Moody.
Moody again, a run on the right side of the line. Another 15 yards before he's even touched by Utica. Another big 1st down run. And now the ever dangerous Egan Sullivan in the backfield.
Blue Devils come into play tonight 0-2 on the year. Their 1st year back in the MAC White since 2019. And this is a team that have made the playoffs every year but once since 2009. As they push ahead, get close to the 20-yard line, call it the 21. So a team not really used to starting the year 0-2. It looks like they're just about 8 minutes away from getting their first win of the 2022 campaign. Chieftains came in 1-1 on the year.
After a big win against Rochester, as we were talking about earlier, that last-second touchdown to win the game. Able to come home now after a loss against Dakota. We'll see if they're able to do anything here to finish this game.
Keeper by the quarterback, Bernard. He has the ability to run, does so there, picks up the 1st down. And when I talked with head coach Matt Maruli pregame about scheduling some of those MAC Red games against teams like Dakota that they saw a week ago, he said they get those 2 crossover games every year, so they like to schedule those games with the MAC Red teams. Last year it was Stevenson and Chippewa, also saw Romeo in the 1st round of the playoffs. This year it was Dakota and Eisenhower. They'll get Eisenhower here, sort of a mutual field game here from Swinehart Field later on in October.
This stadium will be rocking that night.
Absolutely, a bit of a home field advantage for both sides really in that game.
They might have to bring in extra stands for the visitors team.
Especially because I believe that game designated a home game for Utica, so it'll be the Eisenhower fans on that far side. And we've seen here in the first 2 weeks, they know how to pack the stands. On 2nd down and 9, under 6.5 to go. Blue Devils in full control at this point. Again, taking their time, getting set. Both teams with all 3 timeouts to work with. Chieftains probably needing them more so than the Blue Devils. Hits the corner, stays on his feet, inbounds. And he's out of bounds, can't be much more than about a foot away from the end zone, but another strong run from Anthony Bernard.
Officials timeout for injury.
Like we
player down on the near side. Looks like a Chieftain player down.
See if we can see what happened here. You know, it's a shame the referees don't have the ability for instant replay, because looking at that replay, it looked like he didn't even get out of bounds. So they're gonna take a few yards away from him. We're still waiting to see if we're able to get the number on the injured player there. But he is technically in the field of play that they call for a little grace from the sideline to the field. So
yeah, there is that black line that kind of surrounds the sidelines, and he is just on the inside of that line. And a tough game, really, from the start for the Chieftains here tonight. You go down 21-0 early, and they've just tried to battle back as much as possible throughout this ball game. That's Isaiah McGarry, the player down. Check that, it's Jack Malone. Backup quarterback started the game here tonight, but it was Perozic that came in just a few possessions in. Then earlier on in the third quarter, they sent him out at wide receiver, a position that he played while being the backup quarterback to then starting quarterback Darren Welch.
Looks like it might be an arm injury. Seems to be favoring that right arm.
And unfortunately for him and for the Chieftains, he was a guy that came in for Tommy Boyd, who was injured, had some cramping issues earlier on in the game. So now both those guys go down for the Chieftains here tonight. Up to the line. First and maybe about a foot to go, trying to push their way in. Did he do it? Yes, he did. Touchdown, Blue Devils.
And the quarterback sneak on number 7.
Near side official had to take a little bit of a longer look, but once he got the angle, said yes, he did cross, because that was a quarterback keeper all the way for Anthony Bernard.
Bernard able to just fall down forward into the end zone.
Grosse Pointe South, as we said earlier in our broadcast, coming from the MAC Red, spent a couple of years in the MAC White not too long ago, last couple of years in the MAC Red. As you take one more look at that touchdown run, some new faces to the MAC White this year, Grosse Pointe South being one, Roseville is another here this year. Definitely a little bit of a different look to the division than the last time the Blue Devils were here a few years ago. 5:45 to go here from Swinehart Field. 42-20, our score. Chieftains a couple men deep to return. Newman Willie, one of those deep men. Kick is away in the direction of Willie. Goes up and gets it. To the 30, still on his feet at the 40, and finally tripped up there. We'll see where they mark him. Looks like they marked him at the 43. So once again, excellent starting field position for the Chieftain offense, but it could be too little too late.
Another great kick return that we've seen quite a bit tonight from Utica.
They officially mark it at the 44, 1st and 10 from there. They go handoff middle. Not much there on first down, maybe gets a yard.
One thing now, as we get towards the end of this game here, you just want to avoid injuries. We've seen 3 pretty big injuries from the Chieftains this game. They lost Jaden Rogers. Don't believe that we have seen Tommy Boyd back on the field, and then just in that last drive, Jack Malone. So just try to play a clean game for the next 5 minutes here and get back on the bus. Get ready for next week.
Isaiah McGarry also taking a seat on the bench for the final 5 minutes or so as we hit about 4:45 to go.
Chieftains 4 for 9 on third down. Got third down and 4 here.
From midfield, Perozic looking short side, has it complete. Right around that first down line to gain. Maybe came up about a yard short. We'll see where they give the spot. Needed the 46. They give him the 47, so I would imagine that the Chieftains will go for this. Take one more look at that out route. Got it complete.
Just
looks
coming
like
up
Landon
short.
Drew.
Coming on fourth down here.
4th and 1, run up the middle. Ball may have come out, and I don't think he would have gotten it even still. And they will signal Grosse Pointe South football. They get the stop on 4th down, 3:44 to go.
That
As
ball
you see punching the football out.
did end up coming out there. Eisenhower, or excuse me, Utica able to land on it, but a turnover on downs.
And it looks like the Chieftains at this point will send in the backup unit. Had a couple backup wide receivers out there on that last series. We saw number 18, Landon Drew, also Jacob Broll, number 21. They've already suffered a few key injuries here tonight, as you pointed out a moment ago, Chris. They send in the backup unit on defense, try to preserve some of those guys on that side of the football. 1st and 10 from the 47. Turns, hands off. Couple of yards, not much room for Donovan Moody.
Offense number 3 must leave the game for one play. His helmet came off.
Moody gets 2 on the run. He'll have to leave the field, as you heard there.
Another run up the middle for Moody. Only able to get a couple yards on this one. Clock continues to roll.
Yeah, as we approach 3 minutes to play. Looks like a new quarterback into the game for Grosse Pointe South. Nate Davey, number 12. He'll come to the line, 2nd and 8. Hands the ball off, fumble, picked it up. Was his knee down when he reached back for it? It looks like they will say he went down to go get it, so loss of about a yard there. 3rd down and 9 upcoming.
As we can see here on the replay, missed the handoff. Looked like the official did call him down, but could not see if his knee was down there. Third down for the Blue Devils. They are 2 for 4 tonight.
They broke the huddle exactly at the 2-minute mark. Just trying to run as much clock as they can. Snap, direct rollout. Looks to throw. Has it complete, just short of the 1st down line to gain. They'll call it 4th down and 1 to the 44-yard line. He needs the 43-yard line for the 1st down.
Davey rolling out to his right, finds his receiver just short of that 1st down line. As you said, 4th down and 1. They're going to go for it as the clock continues to roll.
push up front, but some whistles and flags at the snap.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Goes against Grosse Pointe South, back them up 5 yards. Clock stops, 1:08 to go.
Now they'll bring out the punt team.
Chieftains will put a man back deep. Say, nope, never mind, get back in there. Kick is away, lands about the 20. And it'll roll inside the 15, down to about the 12-yard line. 40 seconds to go. And the Chieftains will take over.
And the Chieftains will take over for now. The last minute play here.
Got time for one play before the end of this game here. Next time we're on Shelby TV next Friday night. Romeo coming in to take on Eisenhower football. Haven't been able to find a score for Eisenhower and Chippewa Valley right now. 2-0 teams. But we'll see the Eagles back here at Swinehart Field next Friday night.
Yeah, the MAC Red, we've talked about it in previous weeks here on Shelby TV. Always a tough challenge week in and week out, so the Eagles having to start with Chippewa Valley and then Romeo back-to-back weeks. Chieftains will have their work cut out for them in the MAC White as well, as they look to drop to 0-1 in MAC White play to start 2022. Handoff goes up the middle. Driving back as he met a wall right at the line of scrimmage. Final 30 seconds ticking down here from Swinehart Field.
See if they're going to run another play at all.
Perozic checking the sideline, but it doesn't look like they'll bother to snap the football one more time. They'll just line up and shake hands. That'll do it from Swinehart Field. Our final score, Grosse Pointe South comes in, gets the job done, 42-20. And Chris, getting your final thoughts here.
Yeah, it definitely looked at on the first drive there that the Chieftains were going to be able to run this ball down the field with Jaden Rogers. Unfortunately, that ended in a fumble. The only turnover of this game, but from there, the Blue Devils just imposed their will, took complete control of this game. I believe they only punted the ball twice, just able to score anytime that they wanted.
Well, the Blue Devils improved their record here in 2022 to 1-2 on the year, 1-0 in MAC White play. On the flip side, the Chieftains fall to 1-2, 0-1 in MAC White play. Our final score one final time, the Grosse Pointe South Blue Devils 42, the Utica Chieftains 20. For my broadcast partner, Chris Wright, I'm Stephen McDonald. For our entire crew here at Shelby TV, saying so long from Swinehart Field.